Moral injury. What is it all about? What is moral injury? Moral injury refers to the intense psychological distress which can follow actions or the lack of them which strongly clash with someone's moral or ethical code. Whilst moral injuries are not mental illnesses, they can cause strong feelings of shame, guilt, or anger. The history of moral injury. Moral injury is not new. It was first written about possibly as far back as the ancient Greeks. Since that time, there is continued evidence of its impact on military personnel up until the end of the Vietnam War in 1975, and of course in subsequent conflicts as well. Moral injury does not just affect the armed forces. Whilst the term moral injury is often linked to military service, it can affect many other occupational groups, including media professionals, social workers, healthcare staff, vets, lawyers, and aid workers, to name but a few. What causes a moral injury? Moral injuries may occur in three ways. Firstly, when an individual or someone else has done something which they should not have done. These are known as acts of commission. Secondly, when an individual or someone else should have done something but they did not. These are known as acts of omission. Thirdly, when an individual feels betrayed by others, often by a higher authority. The spectrum of psychological difficulties. Moral injuries occur along a spectrum. Some people don't seem to be affected much at all. Others experience short-term distress with no substantial lasting impact. However, when the if-onlys and what-ifs do not go away but become more intense, then a moral injury has developed, some of which develop into a formal mental health disorder. What is the impact of moral injury on mental health? Research carried out by King's College London shows that morally injured people are vulnerable to developing other mental health disorders, including PTSD and depression, and experiencing suicidal thoughts. What are the risk factors for moral injury? Certain situations make moral injuries more likely. Events involving vulnerable people, such as children or injured colleagues. People feeling unprepared for the emotional consequences of their role. A lack of social support, or people who experience traumatic and morally challenging situations at the same time. Moral